Hey everybody, we are going to do some more comic reveals to my comic book collection. If you heard the story, seen some of the videos, my old long box got destroyed in a leak in an attic. The comics survived, so I'm cataloging them before I get a new long box. Here we go. Uncanny X-Men 309. This is an interesting one. So you can see here, John Romita artwork, very good John Romita artwork. And we get a big reveal about Xavier and a little bit more of one of those great fill-ins of what was going on before he formed the X-Men. He actually, this character, Amelia Vaught, when she did appear, she seemed to specifically know Xavier. Now, this is one of the big twists. She's one of Magneto's acolytes. Now, this actually happens... I'm trying to remember if this happens after Fatal Attraction or before Fatal Attraction. But one of the reveals was she was actually Xavier's girlfriend when he was starting the mansion up. And, you know, she has powers, and during this time, she got upset. She did not want him to form the X-Men. So basically, she was kind of the in-between, kind of the rebound for Moira McTaggart, which is another kind of complicated thing. He was not really a good boyfriend to her. And they break up in this, as it's told in the flashbacks, the night Jean moved into the mansion. Or no, Jean already moved into the mansion. Scott, the first night Scott was there, she broke up. And in one of his more desperate moves, he actually mentally grabbed her and froze her, trying to not let her leave. And, you know, after he realized what he did was wrong, he was like, oh no, and she never forgave him for it. So it's an example of Xavier losing control because of his emotions. Great issue. Here's a cult moment. Generation X, number 21 from 1996. Howard the Duck making a rare appearance during this time. Because anybody knows anything about Howard the Duck, it's a very complicated deal. This is around that period of time where they agreed to let Gerber agreed to come back because he was constantly fighting over the rights to Howard the Duck. And during this time, there was a mysterious arc. Have you ever read the Marvel Untold History? Howard and Destroyer Duck have a crossover and escape, and allegedly the real Howard swaps places with Destroyer Duck. So, in Gerber's mind, he got his character back. But during part of this, they had Howard appear in a couple of books as part of this deal. And here we have Howard the Duck hanging out with Chamber. I think Skin's in this issue. But yeah, it's a bizarre moment in X-Men history. Generation X was such an interesting, crazy book. They're attempting to do kind of another New Mutants. Some of those characters are very popular. Some of those did not really take off. I've often said Generation X is one of the great late 90s books that had so much potential, but they never could figure out how to make it work. They tried this art several times since then. Alright, let's see what we got here. I think we've already done that one before. I know, this is great. What ifs? What if Kraven had killed Spider-Man? Alright. Also John Romita Jr. Okay, so this is this came out, see, it says 90. So this came out about 3 or 4 years after Kraven's Last Hunt, and in this one, now in the Kraven's Last Hunt, he buried Spider-Man alive. In this one, though, in this what if story, Kraven instead kills Spider-Man, and then still adopts his identity. And in this case, Mary Jane contacts, I think Daredevil and Johnny Storm and Captain America have to investigate. Well, where's Spider-Man? Who is this one pretending to be Spider-Man? Because they know it's not Spider-Man. She admits that. Now, Daredevil knew, but she admits that they've been married recently, and of course, they eventually find him dead, and he is captured, so we get the sadness of that one. But we get to find out what would have happened if Kraven had killed Spider-Man rather than simply buried him. Okay. Speaking of John Romita Jr., here's another great Daredevil. This happened after, this is around the time post Born Again. He's Daredevil's not even in New York at this point. He's been living kind of outside the city. I think he's hiding out at a carnival or an amusement park that's out of. And Blackheart attacks. Spider-Man happened to be believe it or not, on a bus. saw something crazy, went to join in and help out. So we got a great Spider-Man Daredevil team up drawn by John Romita Jr. And, you know, typical John Romita, crazy, you know, exaggeration. But, you know, what I've always said, John Romita Jr., one of the best Daredevil drawers, one of the best Spider-Man drawers, because he understands the flow of, like, the craziness of it. West Coast Avengers, number 9. Now, I'm not going to reveal the big details, but this is important. This is the beginning of some reveals that will later come out to affect Wanda, but she's not in this issue because she hasn't joined the team yet. I won't go into... If you know what happened, if you know about this arc, you know. But look at this lineup. So we got Wonder Man, we got Iron Man, although I believe it's Rhodey at this point because it's the silver armor. We got Mockingbird, we got Tigra, we've got, of course, Hawkeye. This is the barbecue era. We got the Thing, Ben Graham. He's about to quit, you know, after briefly being with the group. And we got Firebird. It's a fun era of Marvel. It's 25th anniversary, so we know it's I think 86. All right, and we've done those for. Oh, great. Okay. We'll end on one of the more ridiculous ones. Okay, so 387 Fantastic Four. Nobody gets out alive. Okay. So, this is not... some people love this era of the Fantastic Four. Other people don't. They were trying a lot of interesting things. This is on the time that Sue's going through some weird stuff because she'd been under the influence of malice. As you see here, yeah, because that's the big root. And, of course, this is the era of the gimmick covers. Now, why is a gimmick cover on a random 387 issue? Because it's part of this big arc. Of course, see, we got Neymar. We've got Elijah, who, if you know anything, she was Johnny's wife. He thought he married Alicia. In fact, he did marry Alicia, but they retconned that he was actually marrying a Skrull in disguise. So, yeah. But, yeah, that's a little tamer version of her costume because it has that... if anybody knows anything about the Malice costume era of... you know, there's an argument that, hey, Sue should dress sexy if she wants to, but... Here, I'll flip to... Where's a good picture of her with... I don't know, this is great. Okay, I guess they've actually changed her costume. They fixed it because for a while she had a really, really messed up logo. The 4 was very much in the tradition of Power Girl, but yeah. During this time, Scott Lang's hanging out with them too. Watt too. Yeah, it's definitely one of a more troublesome period. They kill Reed later on and then reveal him and Doom are just trapped in another dimension. A lot of weird stuff. Alright. Oh, here we go. We'll end on a good one. New Mutants 100, the final issue of New Mutants, drawn by Rob Liefeld, debuting basically the X-Force lineup. We've got, you know, Warpath, we got Domino, we've got Shatterstar, we got Feral, and of course in the back we got Cable, Boomer, I can't remember if she adopted Boomer at this point, and of course Cannonball. So... yeah, by this point, all the other New Mutants are gone, so there's literally just one original New Mutant that would be Cannonball, because Boomer was part of the Exterminators and joined later on, so they decided to rebrand the book. So they weren't New Mutants anymore, they were X-Force. Final issue, it's, as I often remember, the final issue was actually one of the highest selling ever of the book. And a few weeks later, we got X-Force #1. All right, thank you all.